Yes, good morning students. The next topic in the same chapter 11 is types of motion. So what do you mean by motion? First of all, when a body changes its position from one point to another. For example, I am at point A and I am traveling some distance. I am reached at point B. So the distance between A and B I have covered. So I am in motion. When an object around us changes its position, that is known as in motion. Like if chair is placing on a place, then it will not move, so chair is in rest. But the bus, car, humans, they will walk, so they are in motion. So we have three types of motions. First is translatory motion, second is rotatory motion, and third is oscillatory or vibratory motion. First we have the translatory motion. So what is translatory motion? The motion in which each part of the body or object moves in a same direction with the and covers the equal distance. For example, if we have a bus moves as whole in all along the path. If I have a bus, so bus के जो सभी parts है like wheels, windows, door, they all will move in the same direction as the bus move. So that kind of motion, when the all the parts of that object moves in same direction, that motion is known as translatory motion or translational motion. So this translatory motion is of two types, like rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. So translatory motion के कितने parts हैं? We have two parts, rectilinear and curvilinear. Rectilinear and curvilinear can be easily distinguished with these two diagrams. So if the like rectilinear motion, if the train is moving in a straight line, like you have another examples, the up down motion, the movement of train is straight. When a body is moving in a straight line, okay, the motion of body undergoing translation motion in a straight line, this kind of motion is known as rectilinear motion. If the body is moving like this curve, as you can see, the cars are moving curvilinear. Total car is moving, all the parts of car is moving, but the motion is curve. So these kind of motions are known as curvilinear motion, and these are the parts of translatory motion. Next we have other examples, movement of vehicle, the train, curve. When there is a curve, that is a curvilinear motion. These are the parts of translatory. Next we have second, rotatory motion. Rotatory motion can be easily understood by this diagram. As you can see, the fan is rotating, but the central part, the rod is fixed. So when the body is moving about a fixed axis, this kind of motion is known as rotatory motion. Like in the case of ceiling fan, like if a person hold the thread in our hand and bind a stone over here, so if we rotate this thread like this, so the hand is fixed, the axis is fixed, but the object is rotating. This kind of motion are known as rotatory or circular motion. Another examples like CD, in the CD player, arms of cricketer while bowling, as you can see, the that is rotating, but the center point is fixed. Rotate potter's wheel, spinning, well, center is fixed, but the other parts are rotating around it. Clear? Next we have the oscillatory motion. Now third motion is oscillatory motion. As you can see, the pendulum, note the total clock is moving, only this pendulum is moving like this. So what kind of motion this pendulum has? This pendulum has to and fro motion or back or forth motion. Back or forth motion means sometime like this and this and this. This kind of motion is known as oscillatory motion, and this point is known as center point or a rest point. When a pendulum will not work, it is in the center, so this position is rest position or a center position. Or when the pendulum is moving, so it has two extreme position, this and this. Like in this diagram, this is the pendulum. A is the central position or mean position. C and B are the extreme positions of this pendulum. Whenever a pendulum moves, it starts from A, then goes to B, then goes again at A, and from A it goes to C, and C to A. So the time taken by the pendulum to complete this distance is known as time period of pendulum. Clear? Oscillatory motions like our hands while walking shows the oscillatory motions. Branches of tree, ठीक है, movement, the swing आपने देखा होगा, swing, how the swing moves, the to and fro motion. This kind of motion is known as oscillatory motion. Next we have the periodic motion. What is periodic motion? Here we have the fixed interval of time. Also in the case of pendulum, the pendulum takes one distance or complete this distance is 1 minute. So time is fixed. So we can see what we can say. During the oscillatory motion, pendulum repeats its motion after each period of oscillation. Thus, the periodic motion can be used to measure the time interval also. Clear? So, periodic motion when the time is fixed, and like in the pendulum A to B, or that is periodic. Like another examples are there of oscillatory and periodic motion. Rotation of earth around the sun, periodic. Moon around the earth, heartbeat 72 heartbeats in 1 minute. Vibration of string bow, oscillatory. These are periodic as well as oscillatory. Combination of different type of motion. We have a different combination in daily life where we observe these 2 or 3 in a one object, like motion of a wheel. If our bicycle is moving, so the wheels are rotatory motion and the cycle is in translatory motion. Also we have ball rolling, rectilinear and rotatory. The screw when the screw is rectilinear it goes downward, and rotational it also moving. Earth spinning around the earth कैसे rotate करती है? Translatory, circular and periodic. When an object suspended from a spring से हम कोई hang करते हैं, then it has translatory as well as oscillatory motions. So these are the motions we have discussed. Thank you.